Anons, Mr.OniMan here. And yes, this is my real voice. So I guess you can call this voice reveal in a sense. I just want to go ahead and say thank you all for the love, support, especially the patience, especially with, getting demonetized. I got a lot going on with family and stuff like that. So it just really lets me know that you guys are supporting me, that you have my back, and I'm going to continue to have your guys back with more content. Now, with my voice. And before we go ahead with the video, please support me on Patreon. It's only $2 a month. By all means, if you don't want to, you can always watch it on YouTube the next day. But without further ado, let's get started. Yeah, I'll humor this thread with one of my experiences. No green because this isn't my spooky green text YouTube. While I was at Fort Hood, my first sergeant made a big deal to tell the new arrivals and baby privates to get out and have fun on the weekend and not stay in the barracks during their time on base. He mentioned hunting, fishing, movie theaters, and gyms, as well as anyone being allowed to hike the tank trails. Just stay away from the ranges. Decided to do the hiking thing. Saturday I headed out after lunch for just a walk along the tank trails, not doing the spur ride hiking shit up any incline or anything like that. It's a short walk to get on the trail up the little mountain from where our company was. Spend hours walking along the trail. A striker platoon passes me. I wave, saw some birds, a road runner, some squirrels. I'm feeling great. Turn around and start heading back after walking around for like 3 hours. Getting a little tired. Should be like just after sunset I get back and I can shower and go to bed, right? Kind of lose where I came from because of the multiple forks my dumbass passed without remembering which I chose in what order. Just keep going in the direction down off the hills towards the tops of buildings I can see. Bump into a few dead-end training areas I don't recognize, nobody around. Sun is setting, and I'm still not that close to getting out of the woods. Come to another empty training area, and I just decide to walk through it. Walk through it towards the lights made by the rest of the base. I can see the rest of the base I can see in the sky. I keep walking and just go through the actual woods to go in that direction. No trail. After getting scraped up by some thorny bushes, I come out on the other side to another tank trail and I turn to walk down it. As I take my first step on the new trail, I hear someone call out for a good distance behind me in the training area. Hey! Think I'm in trouble because someone was starting to use the area or something? I turn around and call, hey back, silent. I call again with, what's up? Or something. Still more nothing. I stand there for like a minute before I keep going. I can tell I'm actually getting closer to the base because the trails near the entrance of the whole training grounds are the most worn down and got this super fine powdery white dust from the tracks grinding it down. Like half of an hour goes. It's fairly dark by now, and I hear it again. Hey, come here! This time just off my left. Sounds close as fuck. I stop and answer, what's up? Who's there? Etc. Nothing despite repeated attempts. Keep going. I'm creeped out officially. Hey, come here! Calls out again from my left, still just as close as before. I don't stop, but I keep answering like, yeah? What? Come here! Answers back. Don't feel like going towards it at all. Pick up my pace. About once every 5 minutes would call out 2 or 3 times, and it keeps getting more and more frequent until it just sporadically sounding off. Still just as close to me, somewhere off in the woods, off the trail, despite the distance I've traveled and the curves I've gone down. I pick up the pace to a light jog as I get closer to one of the bigger splits in the trail that lets me know right where I am, and I'm only a few minutes jog from pavement and streetlights. After a minute of me jogging, then the calling starts to roll over itself and sounds like a bunch of people are saying it in the same voice over and over, out of sync. Still following my left side, just in the pitch black of the woods along the way. Start fully running when I hear that, and I go on for what felt like forever until I can finally see the end of the trails and in the start of the roads, and the calling turns off like a switch, silent, all at once. I keep running until I'm under a street light, and I continue walking until I get back to my barracks room. After I wash the sweat and dust off, I collapse into my bed and knock out. Didn't walk around there again. Shared this before, but it only happened once, so I'm sharing it again. Hang around woods with 2 friends when I'm about 15. We always go there and make little places to sit and whatnot. Friend asks on MSN if I'm going. Pissing down with rain and generally a shitty day. Don't go. Friend comes back on MSN that night with a bit of a wild tale. Day before, we taken a shovel with us and dug a kind of step halfway down one of the valleys to sit on. To stop it from being a muddy hellscape, we took a perspex sheeting with us, courtesy of a bus stop. We made a little roof with it. Friends went that day to dig more dirt away. When they got there, the shovel was gone, and so was the perspex. Couldn't understand it because so few people go to the woods, and definitely not the area we go to. They look around and find the shovel about 20 feet away, just kind of dumped in some foliage. Then they find the perspex too. The perspex is covering a hole dug inside the side of the valley. Not only a vertical hole, but a horizontal one. It's not a small hole neither. Friendly can crouch down and fit inside no problem. Explains that he went some way in and found out one of those old metal toolboxes. He opened it and it was just food wrappers, a couple of empty water bottles, and a hammer by it too. Can't tell how deep the tunnel is, but he knows it's deep. Hear what sounds like someone scraping along the tunnel wall like they're rushing him. Runs out, and him and him and friend run home. Cool story, but he backs it up. Had a K800i at the time. Took pictures at took pictures of the entrance from inside the toolbox. Few others, and one of the far end, which was just black with the mud walls disappearing in darkness. Send me them on MSN. Says they're going back tomorrow and ask if I'm going. 100%. Get there. The hole is filled in completely. Can just see the ring of where it was, but the earth was compacted. Weirder is there was no piles of dirt anywhere. It was like it had been bored and filled in just as mysteriously. See a UFO while camping with my parents, age 8 or so, Devil's Lake, Wisconsin. Sitting around campfire, starts to burn low around 10 p.m. See bright light a mile away in the sky, hovers brighter than stars. Point to parents and sister. Hey, look! Rises slowly up, then pew, shoots off into the sky. Haha, neat. We all think no more of it. Have weird nightmare. Come to standing in the woods 300 feet from the camper. What the? Walk back to the campground. Walk down the little road until I find our tent. Wake up my mom coming into the tent. Where were you, Anon? I don't know. I think I was sleepwalking. Okay, go back to bed. Wake up next day. Tell parents I woke up in the woods. We look at the pop-up camper tent. Sure enough, a few of the bungee cords had pulled loose. There was a gap between sliding platform and outside that a kid could easily slide through. Didn't connect it with UFO or anything, just a weird experience. Forgot about the sleepwalking incident as well as the UFO. Years later, get into a UAP. One day I just randomly remember the whole event and make that connection for the first time. Heh it's probably nothing. I'm sure it was a coincidence, but very weird looking back on it all. No other events since then, and never saw another UFO. I got one that sort of fits the bill. Not pasta though. Live in Farmington, New Mexico, about a decade as a chillin'. This is bordering the Navajo Nation. A lot of drunk engines wandering about. Some of our family friends are Navajo, superstitious, but didn't like sharing it with outsiders. Run across country in high school because I'm scrawny and there was nothing else to do in Farmington besides meth and football. Go to meet in Gallup. This is near Window Rock, Pick related, which is big to Navajos because it was their capital once. Big in their mythology, part of their creation. Anyways, go to and from the meet requires traveling a long ass unlit 2-lane highway through Navajo lands in a shitty school bus from the 70s with 20 other high schoolers. We are heading back at night and have been like an hour. Pitch black out, near new moon, bumfuck nowhere. I'm trying to listen to music when the bus lurches. Look at what the fuck our driver/coach is doing. Notice something in the headlights. Looks like a coyote or something, about 8 feet tall, standing on 2 legs, running at 60 miles an hour, bobbing in and out the headlights. 2 of our Mexicans are saying the Lord's Prayer in Spanish, look down and try to avoid looking and sort of joining in on the prayer. Bus is maxing out, pedal to the metal. Look up after about 2 minutes of going on as it is. See it directly to our left, keeping pace, running up and down a small hill. Looks at Buzz, swear to Jesus it made eye contact with me. Bright green, inhuman eyes caught the moon like a dog's eyes in a camera flash. Blood turned to ice. It stands on a small hill watching the bus and gets back down on all fours. On 4 legs. Get back to town, tell my dad. He tells our Navajo friend's father comes over and burns sage, spreading the ashes around our house. Never mention it at school to anyone. Be me, recruit in the army. It is the weekend and I'm tasked with watching over our quarters for 24 hours. Have to keep all floors open so the patrolling sergeant can come inside and check the armory. It is around 7 p.m. when another guy comes in, never explains why he's there, does nothing at all except talk to me for like 3 hours. This dude is usually a fucking retard who can't count to 10, but now he's in a deep philosophical debate with me like he's fucking Plato or something. After like 3 hours, he suddenly cuts the conversation and simply leaves without saying a thing. Weird, but nothing that scared me or set me off. Come Monday, I ask him what that was all about. He looks at me strangely, says he wasn't there. Shows me pictures of him at dinner with his girlfriend. We go to the guard post and check the logbook. He was never there. I had a 3-hour conversation with a skinwalker or a doppelganger or something else. Nobody ever wanted to do that job ever again, which is not helped by the fact that we were forced to do it. Though nothing like that happened to anyone else, even though everyone was on edge. I had plenty of paranormal shit happen to me in that place. I usually lurk on video game and retro video game boards, but back in June I started lurking here. Kept saying to myself I'd post my personal spooky encounter, but laziness got the best of me. But I'm waiting on a download, so I might as well do it now. First time green texter, so bear with me. B. Wagey, cashier at a hunting supply shop. Probably late 40s, early 50s man. Comes in every Friday. Always chats with me at the register. Actually like talking with him because he reminds me of my own Gramps. Also actually plays video. Learned this when he was talking about his grandson. One day after my shift, and I'm sat on a bench outside the store smoking when he comes up to me, sits next to me, we start chatting about life shit. Actually want to stay in touch with this guy, so we exchange phone numbers. Start hanging out every few weekends, just cracking a few beers back while he tells me hunting stories and shit. Blah blah, skip ahead a bit, wake up in the middle of the night, 16 missed calls from him, and he's calling me now. It's like 3 a.m., but I accept it. Groaning, gargling, and something I can't I can only describe as someone who doesn't know how to whistle trying to whistle. Only on the other end. I assume he's just really drunk. Go to hang up before a voice that is absolutely not his whispers my name over the line. Shit bricks and freeze up. It keeps repeating my name before bursting out into a hyena-like giggle. Hang up and can't get back to sleep. Thank God it's Friday. MP3. Next day at my job, he doesn't come in. Day after that, he doesn't come in. Getting honestly a little concerned about him. Third day, he finally comes in. He's slow, lethargic. Clearly hasn't slept since I last seen him in person. Hey kid. Never called me kid before. Ask him immediately if something's wrong. He nods quietly. Tell him I'll talk with him after my shift. Once I'm out, I sit by the front with him. Ask him what the phone call was about. What phone call? Just ask him if he's shitting me. Just looks at me concerned. Whatever, wave. Ask him why he looks so bad. Explains he got lost in the woods and during the time lost his phone and most of his hunting gear. He pauses for a second and looks at me with a very intense look. Anon, what day is it? Tell him the date. He just laughs and looks away. I went on a hunting trip last night. I was out in those woods all day. You're shitting me. Nope. MP3. Tell him earnestly. I'm not bullshitting him. Tell him he should see a doctor because something's not right. He sighs and agrees and walks off. And really, the guy's still around, doing fine actually. But I don't see him at work as much because he stopped hunting and hiking altogether. I told him about the other voice on the phone later, but he had no clue what it could have been. Don't have Innawoods stories of my own, but here's a story a friend told me that happened to him a couple years back. Be friend, be drunk. 5 a.m. in the morning. Be out quadding alone on some dirt roads in Alberta. See a lady in whitish dress walk out of the woods. Slow down and drive up next to her. Say, "Are you alright?" She doesn't reply at first. Ask again. Takes a few seconds for her to reply. Says she's fine. Then ask if she could ride down the road. Say, sure. Feeling uneasy, but give the lady a ride anyways. Tell her to get on the back and hold on. Don't feel her get on, but grab a hold of my sweater. Start driving and waiting for the lady to tell me when to stop. About 10 minutes go by, still feel her holding on. Stop the quad and turn around to ask her where exactly down the road. She's gone. Get off the quad, look around. She is completely gone. Get creeped and speed off on quad home. Type this up quickly, so sorry if this is shit, lol. Your drunk as fuck friend just didn't know when her sorry snow-covered ass fell off his maple mobile. Alright, I'm back, X. OP here. Here's my buddy's story from when he encountered the Ozark Dogman. His words, not mine. Be friend. Be X-File and Commando. Going on Innawoods trip. Be on his grandfather's land. 500 plus acres of land. Heavily wooded. Grab SKS. Grab AK. Headed in the woods. Arrive and trek up to their location for camping. Arrive and set up camp, mucking about, stalker lurking. While cooking, he said they noticed a slight stink. shook it off, but it kept progressing. Smell eventually gets unbearable. Friend has idea, put on M14 gas mask. Doesn't help and eventually almost vomits in mask. Said the smell was moving in a circle. Eventually it dissipates and they tried to sleep, gripping their Asian and Vatnik girlfriends. Hear noises and the smell arrives again, alongside heavy movement. They get up and have guns at low ready. They see a large, dark figure moving quite fast around them in the woods. It gets close and they realize it's a large black wolf dog. Get really close and friend shoots at it. Dog moves fast away and it gets lit up by the muzzle flash. Much larger than expected and they are freaked. The dog ran around them in a circle, all the while they were trying to put a round on target. Eventually the dog stops and they ran out of ammo. They said by this point they lost the dog. Gets reloaded and look around. Friend turns on his headlamp and starts searching. After searching, they saw the figure and stood up on two legs from all fours. It lurched towards them and revealed itself in the light. The creature was the stereotypical dogman werewolf proportionally, but the head was what he really described in detail. He said the head was that of a dog. It looked like pig related, hairless, in some places fleshless. It like it was infected with some skin disease. It was panting and staring at them, and it started lurching and wobbling towards them. He said that it shook side to side while it walked, very unnervingly, more than a creepy zombie dog. They ran and were shooting behind them as they ran. Friend's friend turned and dumped into the general area of the creature. Solid few thuds. Creature stopped and lowered itself and howled. Said it sounded identical to one of an American werewolf in London. Ran inside and startled the grandfather. He asked my friend what the fuck was up. He told him that they were shooting at raccoons and possums. Grandfather looked at him like he knew. Grandfather owned over 100 guns for various reasons, but the creature he thinks is the main one. That was my friend's story. But I'm not done yet. There is more. Here's my third story because this thread is nearly dead and I think it's a quality thread and I want to keep it alive. Be me. Probably 12 at this time. Be walking in the woods with two friends. We chillin', talking, walking. Suddenly hear rustling in a bush. A lot of rustling. Holy shit, it gets louder. We book it down the hill and look back up. All we see is this huge broad-shouldered, pitch black entity with glowing red eyes. Not circles, but the apple slice shaped evil eyes. It has a mist-like attribute to it, kinda like the heat waves of a mirage. It starts levitating towards us and we take off towards my house, running as fast as we can. I'm pissing my brown pants. We look back and it got its arms stretched as if it wanted to hug/grab us. We keep running until we get to my house. Don't tell parents because they will think I'm a schizo. Decide to go to sleep. Wake up, I don't know how long later. I can't move. I can't make a sound. All I can do is look around. I look into the corner of my room and see it. It materializes into existence and just sits in the corner, staring at me. It slowly comes to the foot of my bed and leans over me. That's when a pair of long, hairy arms with black razor-sharp nails come from what is above me that I can see, and they grab me and cover my eyes. I woke up the next morning and have never seen anything like this again. Some background information. I live right by a bike trail cuts in a dense forest that goes on and on for miles. The trail is actually laid upon old railroad tracks, and along the way there is still old pre-1900s buildings lost in the dense forest that still remain unexplored. When I was a kid, I was always deathly afraid to go into the woods for some reason. What I encountered today has rekindled that fear. This afternoon about 1, I really felt like riding my bike. The weather was so nice now, and I love being alone out in the woods away from everyone. So it was perfect. Pack up a notebook, pen, always on hand in case of inspiration, and a big bottle of water, and headed off in the woods. The opening is so tiny against the vast dense forest, you have to know exactly where it is to find it. It always seems spooky and mystical because it's just this black, almost doorway looking void amidst this mountain of trees and underbrush. I speed down the hill as usual. In a couple of seconds reach the crossroads. One goes forward in the thickest part of the forest. The left goes towards the city and highway, and the right goes out into the opening endless fields and farmland with big patches of forest spread throughout. I sat there for a bit, took a swig of water, and head right. I haven't been out very far past the fields before, and I have a day to kill, so I keep going and going and going. Past the open fields, the huge pastures, past the familiar broken down railroad checkpoint or whatever it is, past the one single house that lays just outside the trail, past the huge rusting metal bridge. So I'm going and going and going, and eventually I see a beware sign nailed to a tree. Another, then a couple, all together nailed to an old busted phone line. And finally a huge wooden barricade that says "Stay out." Pick related, except image thicker and the trail like 20 feet higher than the tree bases. The thing was already pushed partially out of the way like someone had been in before me, and being the rebel that I am, I just had to see what was back there, something I soon came to regret. So I am riding again, and the forest is far thicker than before, and on each side of the trail, about 4 inches out, it drops right off, steep as fuck and deadly, that's for sure. At this point, I'm a bit uneasy as it is completely silent and not a fucking sound. I mean, this is deep, thick forest. Why am I not hearing any animals? Immediately after this realization, I come upon an opening finally down below. It's now swampy and dark. The trees are far and few between, and the rays, oh my gosh, in the rays out of these deep, dark pools of water. I'm creeped out at this point. It's eerie as fuck out here. I'm totally alone and I'm getting tired. I start crossing this very stretchy, long, wooded bridge slowly, and then hear this deep, low grumble and immediately pause. Nothing but eerie, empty silence. Not a fucking sound all around me. Then I carefully start again and realize it's just my tire. The fucking thing has gone flat. I have no idea how I didn't realize this earlier at any point in my trip. I mean, it was totally and utterly dead. Then I hear this dreadful fucking blood-curdling screaming tear through silence. I'm fucking teary-eyed and my goosebumps as I tell this. I am frozen. I have no idea what it was, no idea where it was, and all fucking times my tire is fucking flat as a 9-year-old Chinese boy. Damn. A stick breaks and I immediately whip my bike around and started pedaling my fucking ass off. All of a sudden, I start hearing shit crashing in the woods, and don't dare fucking look out there. I am swerving all over this shitty trail because it is covered in pebbles, holes, cracks, broken branches, and all kinds of other shit that can all totally kill me at this speed. And somehow, before I didn't see these clumps of white stringy fur all caught on the trees and along the trail, the sounds of something racing through this dense, thick brush are so loud I can hear it all over my horrendously obnoxious flat tire squeaking and squawking and squashing on the ground as I almost spin the chain off the gear. At this point, a million things are racing through my mind. My legs are absolutely burning from riding so far out into the woods and now blazing back on this damn tier. Fuck. Swerved right on the edge of the trail, and the sandy, pebbly shit went flying into the trees, jumped over a huge pothole, and heard another loud ass scream. That didn't even faze me at this point. I am just pounding my legs, breathing so hard my chest hurts, and waiting for my tire to explode at any moment, and to finally get eaten by whatever the fuck is chasing me. I just missed the barricade, literally centimeters from crashing headfirst into the thing. Finally see a light off in the distance. I'm close to getting back to the fields and back towards home. I'm filled with a new wind of energy and kick it in hyper drive now. The sounds of crashing are now getting softer, slower, then stop. Fucking made it. I finally made it. I zoom right out into the sunlight. I've never been happier in my fucking life to feel the sun in my eyes. At that moment, I just stop. The fatigue just immediately hits me like a wave. I'm dead fucking tired and couldn't move another inch. Turned my head around to look back at whatever the fuck was there in the dark, and in the darkness I see two red burning eyes just staring right at me. I felt my entire body go cold. Then, in a flash, they were gone. I rode back fast, and I could but eventually slowed down and crawled my way back the way I downed what little bit of water I had left, and even though it was hot, I wasn't sweating one drop. I was literally frozen from that stare. Did I see a fucking Goatman, X? Tomorrow I'm going to get my gun license and buying a shotgun and never going out into those woods again. Fuck, I'm even considering moving in a city away from any wooded areas. Could you describe it? Dude, you get a good look. It was taller than me at least, and I'm 6'2", and it was slim and had long limbs, and I could see it was pale under the shattered light that broke through the canopy. Had various paranormal activities. I will elaborate on them if there is interest. First story, out camping. My friends are all drunk in a tent together. Ever the antisocial, I leave and go for a walk. We are in the bumfuck of nowhere. The area I live in is notorious for this kind of encounter. My walk takes me to a small bridge. As I reach the middle of the bridge, I make out the shape of an animal, like a really big dog, but way bigger than a dog. Freeze. Bridge traps me on both sides. The beast starts coming towards me, turn 360 degrees, and run for my life. Second story. Hanging in an abandoned factory said to be haunted. Friends who told us about it also told us they found a picture of a woman in a wedding gown, but threw it in the small river by the warehouse. We are in this place for 2 hours, smoke a few fat ones, decide to look around for a bit. I shit you not, we find the photo like my other friends threw away. Thoroughly spooked at this point, we decide to push it further for more keks. We burn the picture. Immediately, I'm being serious, a large banging erupts through the warehouse, like someone hammering on the walls. Shit bricks. Few minutes pass, banging stops, investigate the entire area, but found nothing. Third story. Staying in my grandparents' beach house from the 1940s, barely changed since, basically all original. Late at night, in my room in bed, begin hear this scratching noise on all the wall and the roof and the floor. It's so loud and angry. Absolutely terrified, convinced myself it was extraterrestrials coming for me. I feel like I have these events drawn to me somehow, as I have many more stories if people are interested, as well as the area in which I live has its own long history of folklore and ghost stories. Please bear in mind, these days I genuinely question my own sanity. The frequency of these happenings is not a joke. Wake up in bed with my entire body bouncing up and down as if I had been dropped, confused. I sit up and look around my room. Nothing unusual, but feel very unsettled because what the fuck just happened? Maybe I was sleepwalking and fell on my bed, although I have no history of sleepwalking. Go ask parents if they had just been in my room. Maybe they were trying to wake me up. Can't find them. No one appears to be home. I go outside to see if their cars are there. Their cars are there. Start to get nervous. Notice that the neighborhood is unusually quiet. Where is everyone? I don't know what time it is. I am in PJs and left my phone inside, but it looks like early morning. Walk to the end of my driveway to get a better view of the street, hoping to see a neighbor on their way to work or school. Instead, I saw something crazy, something I could not comprehend. Right down the road, a couple of houses away, there was a kangaroo. A fucking kangaroo hunched over on my neighbor's front lawn. All I could do was stare. It stared back at me. Neither of us moved a muscle. My mind started racing. I live in central Washington state. There are no kangaroos here. There is no zoo here. What was going on? The roo stood up and slowly started walking towards, like one foot behind the other, walking, never taking its eyes off me. Kangaroos cannot walk. They hop. So I noped the fuck out and ran inside to call the police. Dial 911 and try to think of what to tell the dispatcher. Kangaroo on the loose? Maybe a man in a kangaroo suit. My parents are also missing. I run back outside to see where it headed, but it's gone. Phone keeps ringing. Why isn't anyone answering? Feeling of intense dread waves over me. Still no answer. Hang up and try dialing 911 again. Someone picks up but doesn't say anything. Hello? I ask. Muffled laughter is all I hear. Someone chuckling on the other end. I panic. Run down the street screaming, banging on neighbors' doors. No one responds. It starts raining. Feel like I'm losing my mind. This has to be a dream. I look up at the gray clouds and then scan my surroundings. Everything looks real. The rain feels real, but something happening cannot be. Run back home to get the car keys and drive somewhere. As I'm looking for the keys, I hear something inside the house. Freeze and listen. Sound exactly like dog footsteps on hardwood floor, only slower. I'm absolutely terrified. I quietly grab the keys and waltz to the front door. Stop and scream in the hallway. Standing between me and the door is a koala, literally standing on its hind legs. This koala just stares at me. Its eyes were pitch black and its posture rigid. It was standing like an actual bear. I resisted the urge to start crying and fled through